Hi all. So first of all, I want to start like probably from technical audience. What is Windsurf? So it's kind of a next generation code editor powered by artificial intelligence. So you could think of it as a smart workspace for developers like Google Docs, but probably for writing code with an AI assistant that understands the whole project and helps get work done faster. So it's not only suggest like the code, but also can perform some complex tasks which you give him, explain what's happening, and even make changes across different files in the large project. So this could help companies build software more quickly and with much less manual effort, I suppose. So if you're speaking about the advantages for business, the main one of Windsurf is that it helps businesses move faster by automating repetitive tasks like writing code, unit testing, documentation, and some boilerplate code, which can significantly shorten the development cycles and even reducing some MVP timelines from months to days. Also, developer onboarding is much quicker because of the contextual guidance and some inline explanations. So developers could dive into the new project more faster. And finally, probably it helps cover lower costs and improve support by making the development process a bit smoother. Yeah, the next slide, please. So Windsurf began as a GPU optimization startup. I started to use it in late 2022 when it launched the Koding AI assistant as a plugin to the existing development environment. So this plugin rapidly gained popularity. This year was full of events for the Windsurf. So it's in the April it's rebranded to Windsurf and became a full like standalone AI native development environment. And after a failed 3 billion acquisition attempt by OpenAI, the Google steps in and hire the CEO and top engineers of it. But in just weeks later, the Cognition is another big player on the AI field. The team behind Devin AI, they acquired the rest of the company, including the products and the talents, and so they are now developing the project together. Yeah, the next one. So what's actually makes Windsurf a bit different for the current time, because the competitors are also developing rapidly these days. So Windsurf acts like an AI teammate. So it introduces agentic what is called flows, where the AI can perform some multi-step tasks autonomously, like a real developer. So it watches the code changes in real time. It understands the context of what you are building. It adapts like their suggestions based on your coding patterns or rules which you specify, and it maintains awareness across your entire code base. So it also could use some model context protocol, which is basically like a dive into some external tools like whatever Jira, Slack, Figma, some databases, etc., which is given to the Windsurf much deeper understanding of the project context. For example, you could integrate the MCP of Figma and get the designs from Figma itself, and it will understand that the agentic Windsurf editor should build the design which is just created by the designer in Figma. And a bit unique feature is that Windsurf allows you to interact with live previews of your web apps, so you can make some visual changes just by pointing and describing what you want. So yeah, next one. So probably there are a lot of like main features of it, but to be more practical, I will probably share screen and describe what are you actually using on my daily basis and what's the Windsurf itself. So to start with, it's the interface. So we actually have two different modes here. It's chat and write. So chat is basically just regular questions like to ChatGPT, and write mode, it uses this cascade system, the agentic one, where you could ask questions and it will create a plan and implement it, like scanning your database and changing different files. So I would advise to everyone to start with the rules. So with basic in customizations in each project, it will create a file named Windsurf rules, where it just specified the general rules of the existing project, some namespacing, etc. So it should be a bit different from project to project. So in this one, it's just the front-end styles for React and TypeScript, but of course, for different projects, it should be different. It also allows to create some kind of workflows, probably for bigger teams, like, for example, this one, which I just copied from their website. So it could, if you integrate it into the GitHub, it could go through the PR comments and try to fix them and apply one by one, and you could just apply it or reject, like the fixes from the editor itself. Yeah, so also it supports like uploading the images, of course, for the context. It supports the recording, so it's like a real Jarvis from Iron Man. And it has this plan mode, which actually, when you ask some bigger questions, it creates a special file with points, making it like a plan. And then the agents, the AI agents, run through that plan and doing that points from that plan for implementing the real task. Yeah, so in the just everyday tasks, what is most useful is just inline autocomplete. So if I want, it's even sees that I have few methods, and if I want to add new one, it just knows that I will add this one method. So the inline autocomplete is really powerful here, especially for like the simpler task where you need to just implement the API integrations or something else. Also, if you're speaking about the creating a new functionality, so I'll just share some of the prompts as I can't show the whole project. So here I specified the context. So in the files, I need you to create, like, to check some other files which I specified here and create a new component. So it created a plan for himself. So here's kind of a file with a task list, and he splitted my prompt to the task for himself and began to do this plan point by point. So it analyzes few files here, and in the end, it created me a ready component which I could use probably in my code. Of course, I made few changes here, especially for styling, because sometimes if you have a lot of custom stylings, it sometimes lose the context. But for creating new functionality is really good. As for changes for the existing databases, I also had saved the prompt here. So I have an existing large component with the functionality to change the configuration, but it was required to change that dialog a bit. So I write the prompt that I need to combine all the dialogues into one. I described my my prompt here. So he analyzes few different file dialogues and then created a new one. We just combines all of them. So he showed it to me, but there was some errors. I even uploaded the image, how it should look like in the end. So it was like combining the different dialogues into one. And after few more requests, and so it fixes issues, and it was also kind of ready for using. Also, as a everyday task, sometimes I kind of need investigation in the web. So it's possible by specifying the web context. So I'm asking like what's the best practices for this product structure, and it's searching the web, yeah, and saying me what's the best practices, of course. And next, I could specify my source folder as a context for him and ask to what should I change in my structure. So he also created me like the structure and also create me a plan. So what should be changed, what should be probably renamed or moved to another folders. So he also created a plan, and I could run this plan, and he will like change the files, rename them, and etc. Not sure if it's gonna work because it's too big change to be run. But yeah, sometimes I'll try this one. And yeah, what I wanted just to say is that it's like not a golden bullet for every developer, but to be honest, it's really improves the speed of your coding, and it helps a lot and makes the routine works. So the developer could just think about some general architecture and functionality and just control what's the generated code, see the bugs, and specify some other task for him to fix the issues. Yeah, probably that's it. So we could return to the presentation. As the most frequently asked questions is pricing. So it has a free model, of course, but it just uses the language model from Windsurf team. It's called SWE, and it's like okay for some inline code adjustments or fixing issues or etc. But if you want to create something from scratch or initialize the large have the context of the large code base, you should use at least Pro Plan and use some of the other models. So if you're talking about the security, so only a small snippets of code are ever sent to the cloud to have the context, and code isn't used to train the models, especially for the paid plans. But API keys and some other security stuff could be sent if they include in requests. So it's a caution to is advised to hide them from the AI tool. And for full data privacy, so the enterprise customers can run their full self-hosted versions of the LLMs. So it supports all the models, and after the presentation of GPT-5, it was added today in the editor. So I haven't tried yet, but yeah, I will do after the presentation. So yeah, that's it from me, I think. Any questions?
Very nice. Yeah, I have. Which Windsurf, for example, I want to test this out on dette. Will it work with Flutter?
Yeah, should work. It supports like a lot of languages coding, but not sure because I haven't used one, because I use it mostly for UI now. But for it's really.
I think it is based on the Visual Studio Code.
Yeah. So it's a fork. It's a fork from Visual Studio Code basically. So they made just a copy of it and integrate the AI into the Visual Studio Code.